Hello, it's the No Face Movement. It's January 27th, 2013, and I'm bringing breaking news on anonymous threats against the U.S. Justice Department and Cyber 9/11. You can see the video. Next, it's going to be our next video that we upload. Alright, folks, so check that out. All the links are going to be at the bottom of the video. Alright, now let's get into this. It's just crazy that all this stuff is going on in the world. Alright, from mysterious illnesses to mysterious storms to heart warnings and watches. A lot of stuff's going down, folks. So we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. And let's just get into it. Anonymous threatens Justice Department over Hactivist death.
Anonymous threatens Justice Department over Hactivist death. In anger over the recent death of an internet activist who faced federal charges, hackers claiming to be from the group Anonymous threatened early Saturday to release sensitive information about the U.S. Department of Justice. They claim to have one such file on multiple servers ready for immediate release. The hackers hijacked the website of the U.S. government agency responsible for federal sentencing guidelines, where they posted a message demanding the United States reform its justice system or face incriminating leaks to select news outlets. The lengthy, eloquently written letter was signed anonymous. Richard McFeely, Executive Assistant Director of the FBI's Criminal, Cyber, Response, and Services Branch, said the Bureau was immediately aware of the threat and is handling it as a criminal investigation. We are always concerned when someone illegally accesses another person's or government agency's network, he said. The U.S. Sentencing Commission said its website was brought down temporarily before it was restored later Saturday. The Commission's publications, training materials, and federal sentencing statistics are again readily accessible to visitors to the site, it said in a statement. The suicide of internet activist Aaron Swartz on January the 11th triggered the posting of the hacker's message to the web address of the Sentencing Commission, they said. His death, which they blamed on the justice system, crossed a line, the letter said. How Aaron Swartz helped build the internet. A YouTube video accompanied the message and made use of images from Cold War nuclear scenarios and games of strategy. The letter contained nuclear metaphors to refer to chunks of embarrassing information. The hackers said they have obtained enough fissile material for multiple warheads, which it will launch against the Justice Department and its associated executive branches. It gave the warheads the names of U.S. Supreme Court justices. Anonymous threatens Westboro Baptist. Anonymous accused the FBI of infiltrating its ranks and claimed the federal government is applying highly disproportionate sentencing to ruin the lives of some of its members. Swartz, who was 26, was facing federal computer fraud charges and could have served 35 years in prison. Anonymous said he was killed because he faced an impossible choice. His family has issued a statement saying that federal charges filed over allegations that he stole millions of online documents contributed to Swartz's decision to take his own life. The files were mostly scholarly papers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Why the net grieves Aaron Swartz. Swartz's suicide has inspired a flurry of online tributes and mobilized Anonymous, the loosely defined collective of so-called hacktivists who oppose attempts to limit internet freedoms. Both Swartz and Anonymous have been stark proponents of open access to information and open source programming. A review of a cache version of the USSC government website showed the Anonymous message on its homepage early Saturday. Anonymous also posted an editable version of the website, inviting users to deface it as they pleased. Multiple pages, not only the homepage, appeared to allow users to alter them. The warhead names appeared as links, most leading to 404 error messages of pages not found, but some leading to pages of raw programming code. The hackers said they chose the Commission's website because of its influence on the doling out of sentences they consider to be unfair.
That's crazy. Alright, folks, it's crazy. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? They are cracking down on the internet. It's illegal now to unlock phones. Alright, you can't choose your carriers. They make you pay outrageous money. Alright, that's crazy.
That's
you know what I'm
carrier
saying?
tariffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, folks. Alright, this is just crazier. This is gonna actually make the internet and our world of technology a lot more harder after this stuff. Alright, folks. You know, it's just crazy.
It's provocative.
Alright, now let's get into Cyber 9/11 may be on the horizon. Homeland Security Chief warns.
With the possibility of a massive cyber attack hitting the United States in the near future, Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano urges the government to pass cybersecurity legislation. The head of Homeland Security announced today that she believes a cyber 9/11 could happen imminently, according to Reuters.
And Reuters owned by the Rothschilds.
If such an event were to occur, it could cripple the country, taking down the power grid, water infrastructure, transportation networks, and financial networks. We shouldn't wait until there is a 9/11 in the cyber world, Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano said during a talk at the Wilson Center think tank today. According to Reuters, there are things we can and should be doing right now that, if not prevent, would mitigate the extent of damage. Napolitano was referring to the possibility of Congress passing cybersecurity legislation. Several elected officials have been working to get a cybersecurity law passed for years, but have repeatedly run into roadblocks. Senator Joseph Lieberman spent years fighting unsuccessfully for a so-called internet kill switch that would grant the president vast power over private networks during a national cyber emergency. Currently, he was working to get Senate to pass a more modest version of his proposal. But by the same token, President Obama also signed an executive order last July that could give the government control over the internet in an emergency. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta also has strongly advocated for increased governmental cybersecurity. During his first major policy speech on cybersecurity last October, he echoed previous statements that the United States is facing the possibility of a cyber Pearl Harbor perpetrated by foreign hackers. A cyber attack perpetrated by nation states or violent extremist groups could be as destructive as the terrorist attack of 9/11, he said during a speech. Such a destructive cyber terrorist attack could paralyze the nation. According to Reuters, Napolitano said today that a massive cyber attack could cause the same amount of damage as last year's Superstorm Sandy, which downed electricity and information networks throughout the northeastern U.S. The clarion call is here, and we need to be dealing with this very urgently, Napolitano said. Attacks are coming all the time. They are coming from different sources. They take different forms, but they are increasing in seriousness and sophistication.
What's your opinion on this, Malika?
I hate to say this. I do believe that there are reasons to have some type of internet security, but I believe that an internet kill switch is overkill, because if your government turns on its people and the people have no way of getting communications out to each other and to others, and it also gives the government too much control over the entire data, how it's processed, what's processed, and I'm not in favor of what the security and the NSA is doing right now.
Yeah, me either, but what's crazy is that Aaron Swartz dude. What happens if Aaron Swartz was anonymous and they took him? This is just my opinion. What happens if they took him and they got rid of him and he did not commit suicide, and now they got access to his account called anonymous? Alright? All they would need is something to push this, and that's what they're waiting for, Cyber 9/11. You can see anonymous video next. It's just crazy. The links for these articles are at the bottom. This is the No Face movement, moving the movement. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot, on Godlike Production, Critterbox. I want everyone out there to be prepared. Have bug out kits in your home and your place of business. There's a lot of natural weather going on. There's a lot of crazy weather. I still got warnings and watches for 80% chance for the next 7 days still in effect for the West Coast. I got warnings and watches around the Bayou sinkhole. All right, I want everyone out there to be prepared. Have bug out kits in your home and your place of business and your car. You never know when a national disaster or catastrophic event could happen. This is the movement with no face, the No Face movement. Moving the movement to next time, facing off.